And I think the question that I had asked earlier on is the very same question I'll pose to my panel. The old way of doing it and the new way of doing it. Which is best? And when I say the old way, I'm sure most of us would say maybe we were not there back then, but at least we have an idea. YouTube is our friends, Google is a friend. You can always go back and see, you know, the difference that we witnessed today. And more so in line with music. So anyone, no, ladies first. Your way of doing, or maybe the way that was there back then and the current way that we're doing things right here in the gospel industry, what does it feel like to you?
Well, for me, both are important because when I was growing up, I used to listen to those music and they inspired me.
Right.
Actually, I sing because I used to listen to other people sing. So for me, the old music has helped me so much. But also, we say we are in the modern world, and actually what simply means to be in the modern world is just to live in this age. So even if you used to be there many years ago and you're still there in this age, you are also modern. And so the modern music, we also appreciate it so much because it's also reaching out to the new generation. And so for me, all kind of music is good, so long as it's preaching the word of God, because that should be the
ultimate goal.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, I'll come to the producers and I'll expect one by one to address this, because every other time you're producing music, you sort of sometimes go back to the old days just to understand how they used to do it. And you know, you also try and understand the current generation and see what is it that you can incorporate different to ensure that you fit in, or you ensure that the music that you're producing is good enough to the ears of the current generation. So looking back at that particular time and this time, genuinely speaking, on a genuine ground, you know, because we know what the current generation kind of music is all about. Is it really as good, or it's just like we all say, it is speaking to the generation that is there, and that is how it should be? Either of the you can
Okay.
be.
Me, I can say, venye sister amesema,
Right.
both are okay.
Yeah.
Muziki wa kitambo na wa kisasa wote uko sawa. The only problem ni muziki wa kisasa unapotea kidogo, na ni kwa sababu ya kukosa malengo na ni kukosa ambition.
Right.
Kitambo, wanamuziki wa kitambo, wacha niseme, walikuwa wanaandika wimbo out of the anointing.
Yeah.
But today, wanamuziki wanaandika wimbo wakilenga maybe kuwa famous, kuwa kama fulani, kupata pesa. Lakini kitambo, wanamuziki wa kitambo wako wanaangalia hiyo. They were just preaching the gospel. So that's a little bit the difference between muziki wa kisasa na kitambo.
And I think I agree. I know someone who knows you very well, St. P, who's really been wanting to be a gospel artist, but you know, sometimes it really can be tough in the industry. And I could listen to him sort of just saying that, that time I'll do music, gospel music for that matter, I'll do music, and you know, I'll make money, I'll be singing, I'll be performing and everything. So with my little knowledge, you know, I just told him, I think you really have the wrong purpose for this. And probably that's the reason why things are not working. Because in my own opinion, you should be thinking of how this music is going to minister out there to the people. Yeah. But you are thinking about the money, about what will come along with that. And I sort of felt like it was a whole misplaced affair. So are you in agreement to what he says, that maybe it's just because we've lost the direction?
I think one biggest challenge we've always had is, especially as artists, like for me as a music producer, there's no other job that I do apart from producing music. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I think at the end of the day, being famous and having money, that's relative. You know, it depends on where your placement is. You get, because if Eric sells an album, and you know, River Road artists sell albums, you know, they sell in millions. It's not a bad thing. He has money, he's famous. But you see, at the end of the day, the purpose is what is key.
It's key, yeah.
Because when purpose comes, it doesn't matter whether you have money, whether you have fame. Because I always say this, if Jesus wasn't famous, he wouldn't have been significant, he wouldn't have been influential, and also he wouldn't have been relevant.
Right.
So the thing is, yes, you're famous, yes, you're this, but what is your purpose? As long as you know your purpose, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, whether
in fact, it should come along, it's a kingdom of God, it should come along with goodies.
Yes. So for me, usually I say, and also another thing you need to look at, as Mom has said,
Yeah.
you know I call her Mom.
All right. You're allowed
You know, I
to.
call her Mom.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we need to understand also the times and the seasons, so as the world already also understand
Right.
the times and the seasons. What do we need to do? What do we need to adjust? What do we need to impact the generation so that also the young people what sasa ile muziki gani you
Yeah.
get. So once we understand that, then it doesn't matter the you know the let's say the abstract thing between all the old generation and the new generation, because as I was growing up, my dad never wanted me to play rap music. And I remember there's a time pasi fulani kwa matatu alikuwa anasema hiyo mziki ya rap ni lugha ya kishetani, and I'm like, okay. You get. But now
It is
I grew up as a rapper, and now rap is very influential now. But now then there's this new generation also that is coming up. Are we also going to be the same people who will say, wasi wa siku hizi nao, sasa hii ni nyimbo gani? So I think it's important for us to understand the times and the season and how sorry, it's important for us to understand the times and the season, and also how we can channel in positivity into that culture to bring influence to, you know, the things of God.
All right. Wanamuziki wenyewe on ground, and I think it's important that we also hear what they have to say. Sometimes when you see, you know, we're just human, you tend to judge. You know, when you're doing your music, you think, I cannot do this style of music because this would not resonate to what I would want, you know, as a portrayal of the gospel to the people out there. So we have Adede and Eric, who equally are artists, and you know, they have different genres of music that we'll get to listen to, and see to it that, of course, we sort of just, in a way, judge them or maybe assess them, yeah, or critique them in a way. So, in your own opinion, old style, new style, do you sort of feel like there's a huge difference, and maybe we are trajecting or transitioning to something better, or probably something bad?
In my
Any of you can
opinion,
pick, yes.
old or new depends on your target audience.
Right.
And as you said, as we are starting...
Is it not a common target audience for
No, it's not.
gospel artists?
No,
Oh,
it's not
sometimes you
common.
might be targeting some young tax.
Yes.
The source is
It's the same.
the source
Source is the same.
Yeah, but
And
the
now,
audience are different.
all
Just
right,
like
so you'd want,
I
okay.
have coffee here, and if I want to serve this coffee, if I want to serve to my grandma, I'll probably put it in a calabash.
Okay.
She would appreciate it more. If I
Agwada.
if I want to serve to my parents,
Yes.
I'll just do a cup.
Like a young girl,
When I
a
want to
boy.
do somebody, I can put in a glass. The time I traveled and was serving coffee in a glass,
Sure.
and I really liked it.
Okay.
The issue is the content must remain.
Right.
The package might be different, but the content we have to be to ensure that it remains. So to me, whether old or new, content matters.
Okay.
But again, you don't, as I'm saying, once you know your target audience, you don't give something that's not going to be appreciated by your targeting.
audience, okay.
Yeah. So I think we really have to just balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Eric.
Yes, old or new, mi naweza sema ni kama tu vyenye producers wamesema,
Right.
it depends na purpose yako. What is your purpose? So unaweza kuwa na hiyo target, uko na target maybe wazee, vijana, but you have to understand what is your purpose. You know, in gospel, when the motive is wrong, everything becomes wrong.
Okay.
Everything becomes wrong. So you have to understand. Even the old, first of all, walikuwa na hiyo time ya prayer. Kuna hiyo time walikuwa nayo mtu anaweza enda pray, aombe, ndo apate revelation. But today, ni kuamka tu nenda studio, afika studio naambia producer weka music hapo.
Unaanza kutoka zako pa rhymes.
Yes.
So are we in a way all agreeing? You know, it's like we all don't want to come out straight, that we have a feeling that maybe the way we used to do it back then, it was probably something that would resonate more on what the picture of religion is all about and the picture of Christianity is all about in comparison to what we have today. Because in as much as we say at all the new, oh, it's okay, we are okay, and we also say there's purpose, there's a question of whom you're packaging this, you know, sort of music to, your target audience and all that. There's also that aspect that comes about, I know, but you know, back then, they could pray, back then, they could do this, back then. have we really lost the essence of Christianity or the essence of religion, such that in as much as maybe we would want to act like, oh, it's a new generation and we have to dance to the tune of the new generation, we sort of have lost the values and the, I would say the core values and what would cement us as Christians?
You see what? Back then, ungeweza kudistinguish between gospel music and secular music.
Outright ukisikiza tu hivi.
Yeah. But today, inakuwa vigumu
everything is
kudistinguish between. You know what? Ule muziki unasikiza kama mwanamuziki. Ule muziki wewe unasikiza. Ni rahisi sana kuandika muziki ambao unafanana na huo muziki ambao unasikiza.
Yeah.
So some of the gospel artists wao huwa wanasikiza muziki ya kidunia. Because you know, secular music, I don't know how they compose their songs or how they come up with their content, but secular musicians, they are so hardworking na wanafanya research and wanaimba kulingana na sehemu ambao wako. But gospel musicians, wao kaa wakitaka kuchukua ama kuiba from secular artists. Na hapo ndio unakuta kuna problem. Sisemi wote, but hapo ndipo kuna shida.
And I think that is why director wangu anasema hapo ndio mahali nakuuliza kama nani?
Siwezi taja.
Tutataja hapa leo. Hakuna tutataja. We're not even condemning anyone, by the way. We're just calling a spade. And let's not even lie. No, this is something that has been in the limelight.
It's true, but allow me not to mention anybody.
Okay, not worry. I'll mention on your behalf.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because muziki wa kitambo, hata ukiimba, you could feel the changes and something inside you.
Point of worship. I don't know whether it's true or not. Maybe there's some level of truth in that. But truth be told also, and true to it, is that in a way, secular is sort of consuming the power of gospel. I don't know if it is the case. You say no to that?
Yes.
You say no to that?
Because last year we had this, I think last year was a year where there was so much discussion about, you know, gospel music is diluted. And I remember I was with my assistant, Benali, and there's a time, at that time I was working at Kubamba Radio.
Right.
And as a radio presenter, you know, you get songs and you play. And for me, the reason why I went to radio was to have a particular goal of playing any gospel song that is nice.
Right.
Not that comes my way.
Okay.
If it's bad, I will tell you.
Tell you.
In fact, I will say it on air. Your song sucks.
Ouch.
Not Ati, your song is good. It's like, no. If it's bad, it's bad. Because that's the world that I've grew up in.
Right.